Hey everybody, it's Brad Montgomery. You are about to see a video of a story I told live about a time when I vomited. I threw up twice during a program. This story was told in front of my peers. It's only been told this one time. Although I admit I'm thinking about working it up. It's embarrassing. Enjoy.
Brad Montgomery!
Nice reading there, Gio. Sweet. Hi, I'm Brad.
Brad.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you a possible NSA nightmare. It's standing right here, looking at all of you, telling a story that's true and totally embarrassing for the first time ever. So professional. So it's about 15 years ago. I was doing my very first ever full day seminar. Everything's fine. I'm in a big government building. I've only got 200 people in this huge building in my own little room. About an hour after lunch, I realize there's a problem. I'm ill. I'm starting to think about it. I'm realizing I'm not well. I'm nauseous, and you know I'm still talking. I'm still talking to him like, you know, yak, 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 yak. Well, not yak, 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 but, you know, I'm thinking, I'm still talking, and I'm realizing I'm nauseous, and this isn't just an idea. This is kind of an action step, really. This is like an idea that's going to be implemented quickly. And on the outside, I'm like, the 3 C's of leadership. But on the inside, I'm like, it's going to happen. So I say to the audience, get in small groups. Talk about what you've learned and how you're going to implement that. And I just casually leave. And I get out the door and I hightail it down. I'm freaking, it's like a banshee running to the bathroom. And I approach the men's room and time stopped, like a movie. It stopped and I'm starting to have these thoughts in slow motion. The first one is, there is a possibility I'm not going to make it in time. It's a chance. And the other thing I noticed is there's this guy who's just exited the men's room, and now he's in my way.
Oh.
Are we getting ahead of you here?
Say it's not so.
Welcome to the last time I ever spoke at NSA. So, he's in my way. And then the third thing I thought was, the fear I have that I'm not going to make it is actually a realistic fear. I did.
Oh.
It happened. It happened. And so, can you imagine? I've got 200 people waiting for me, and this has just happened. A million things are going through, flying
It's
through.
a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
And I don't know how do you apologize? Like, where do I start exactly? Like, I'm so sorry about your slacks. And then, how do you go forward? But all of that is moot because I'm not done. So really, without making eye contact, I just zip in the men's room. And I finished my business, and I got away with it. So what did you all talk about in your groups? And I got away with it. No, I didn't. No, I thought I did. I'm thinking like, oh, sweet. It's one of those things. You do it. It's over. You got rid of whatever you need to get rid of. Let's move on, yo. But it's like, no, we're back. You're not better. And so quicker this time, I say, get in small groups and talk about what you've learned and see how you're going to implement that. And I fly, same thing, out the door, and I'm down the road, and it's a repeat. It's a rebarf. But it's different. It's worse. There is no guy walking out of the bathroom, but there's a woman who... I cannot believe
This is not true. Two people in a row?
Yes, it is. She's in my way.
No, you're in her way, Brad.
And I didn't want to. I mean, I was horrified. Can you imagine? Twice, and then I did it. I nailed her. I did. I know. And on her, and how do you explain that? Like, and there was this instant, because again, I knew I wasn't finished. I had no time for loitering. So I made contact with her eyes, and she looked at me. And I just jumped in the men's room. I did, and then I took care of what I need, implementation. And then but then there's a problem. It's worse. Like, what could get worse, right? It got worse because I realized there's evidence. And so by the time I get a wet paper towel and clean my khakis, like wet paper towel with my khakis, I realize, I cannot believe I'm telling them this. I realize it looks like I've had an accident that's more awkward than the truth. This is horrible. And I am what would you do? So here's what I did. Under the sink, I get more water. Decoy water. Yeah, decoy water, more decoy water. It's all over me. By the time I get back to my audience, I look like I got in a fight with a ticked off 4-year-old with a super soaker. It was bad. And, I'm drenched, and I got away with it. Not one person in the audience said, "What, did you have a fight with the faucet?" Which was kind of my plan, but I did get away with it. We persevere. But admittedly, it was a program that's probably forgettable, but I'll never forget that day. And there's 2 people in my audience. Okay, there's 2 people who weren't even in my audience who won't forget it. But I know you're wondering, what's in it for you? What is the learning step? What is the takeaway? And I'm going to tell you what the takeaway is. But first, I'm going to ask you to get in your small groups. Talk about what you've learned and how you're going to implement that. I got to go. Thanks.
Brad Montgomery!